107.5 The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
I thought Mendoza would win, but I would have voted for Pavia myself. But I thought it was going to be a lot closer than it was, to be quite honest. And I thought those two would be neck and neck, and it ended up not being that way. And you know, I think, look,
I was a little surprised by that too.
Yeah.
And in looking at the regional breakdown, there was not, even in the South,
right,
or anywhere. There was really no region of the country where the vote was overly close. Yeah. Mendoza ran away with this thing.
No, and I think, look, first of all, he played his tail off for the undefeated number one team in the country. And I think a lot of people probably voted after Indiana won the Big Ten championship in a game they weren't favored over Ohio State. Big brand. And, Diego Pavia didn't play in the SEC championship game. So, I mean, you get that, that last thought in your head, if you're a voter, that what Mendoza and Indiana did, which kind of then wipes away what Pavia did the last time he took the field. He did something Vanderbilt never does. They went to Knoxville. They just didn't beat Tennessee. They boat raced Tennessee.
They throttled them. Yeah, absolutely.
But then Mendoza gets a chance to show off himself and his team at the Big Ten championship game. And I also think that, again, I think there are, and I don't know the percentage of this, but there are people who get turned off by Mendoza's personality or the brashness or the cockiness, or I had somebody tell me.
Pavia, as you mean.
Pavia, Mendoza, good God. Yeah, Pavia's brashness, the attitude. I had somebody say to me, man, if they stop showing Pavia's mom in the stands all the bleeping time, the brothers got in trouble and they were running around Nashville acting like fools. I just think that there were people that were turned off by just the Diego Pavia vibe. It was a sad day if you're a Gamecock fan, especially if you were watching Gamecock football in the early 90s. Steve Taneyhill passing away this morning at the age of 52. Lenore Sellers, it looks like everything points to Sellers coming back for his junior year. I thought he'd go. I really did. I thought he would get the intel or maybe wait for the process to play out a little bit more and get the intel that he would like to hear, that he would be a first-round pick no matter where in the first round, and that Sellers would go in the draft because, again, if you're a first-round pick, to me, you get the 5-year guaranteed rookie deal, which is more money than you can get through NIL. So, I thought he would go. Now, he didn't go as far in this process as I thought, and my guess is he got some information, and then, him and the family and decision-makers and everyone got together, and, South Carolina talked about their NIL offer to Lenoris. The idea of Kendall Browse being hired as the offensive coordinator had to be a positive. Quarterback DJ Lagway announced he plans to enter the transfer portal, which obviously opens on January 2nd. Lagway's freshman year was all good. Remember, he was the reason Florida was winning down the stretch, saving Billy Napier's job. This year was going to be great. Florida was going to take off with Lagway and Napier, and it went... and it made that noise. And it smelled. Lagway was a top 10 overall recruit coming out of high school a couple years ago. But it just did not happen. Last season, Lagway was injured. He was frustrated. Got into this really bad habit of completing passes to the other team's defensive backs. So now Lagway will roll off into the portal. And if you looked at his numbers real quick last year, a lot of struggles. 18 turnover-worthy plays, which was 6 more than his big-time throws. Never a good sign. 14 interceptions on the season. Only 16 touchdown passes. Struggled against pressure. Only hitting a little bit over 51% of his passes versus pressure. His freshman year, he was a good deep ball thrower. That regressed. And he really struggled throwing in that sweet spot we talk about in the passing offense, that 10 to 19-yard range, hitting under 50% of his throws. So just a really tough go for DJ Lagway. But he's got skills. He's got a lot of talent.